Namaste, all you mystical minds. Welcome back for another video. This is the December 2021 energy reading. My name is Chelsea Sonka. I'm a Vedic astrologer and consciousness coach, and I am here to deliver you the information and the transits that are happening this month. First and foremost, I want to apologize that this is a little bit late. This month in particular, while we're in eclipse season, caught me a little bit by surprise. I know that, especially with Vedic astrology, the sidereal zodiac, the true placements of the stars, that we have the opportunity to become aware so that we can make aligned choices. Apologies for my cosmic hair in the background. That we can make aligned choices with our preferred preference, and that we can be aware of the shadow elements as they start to appear and come up. I've got my very Scorpio sort of themed get up going on for this particular reading because we've got some Scorpio new moon solar eclipse energy coming out here. It's tomorrow. I'm a couple of days late, as I was saying, because I just got sideswiped by it, as I was describing to a friend in the last couple of days that during the eclipse season you'll tend to find that there are hidden truths that are revealed, and I could kind of sense the energies coming out. So what I want to know is, how are you feeling? Did you have any hidden truths that came up for yourself in the last 2 weeks? It feels like a grieving process that I've had a couple of friends contact me and speak to me about it, and saying that whatever it is that you feel drawn to let go of or release at this time. We were talking about attachments with the lunar eclipse, where the moon was exalted, and now we've got this so incredible, and again, I'm going to be talking about all the transits for December, but this solar eclipse energy that's coming up, you definitely feel it very powerfully 3 days before, 3 days after, leading up, where what happens at this particular time, we will see it over the months to come. Within the next 2 to 3 months, what will occur as a result. And as always with these readings, I have started doing card pulls. I've got a deck of cards called the Liquid Crystal Oracle by Justin Moikeha Essar, which I feel deeply connected to. It's an incredible deck. If you're looking for a deck of cards that is accurate and aligned, whenever I shuffle the cards, I always ask for a number in my head, and it's very quick. It pops in and I count up the number and then I pull it out. And the two that came to me this month for December 2021 was clear quartz, which is light embodied, and hemimorphite, which I'm going to go into in a moment. So specifically for these cards, I just want to read this out because I just think this particular energy is really going to sum up what we're dealing with this month in particular. So with clear quartz, light embodied, if life is not infused with purpose, it is very easy to become numb and lost. If you're feeling lost right now, just rolling from one day to the next, unaware of how any of it happens, we can simply accept our world, and in doing so lose our divine self. That's that Ketu energy that we're dealing with in Scorpio this month. And personal roles in creation, not to mention that Mars is in Libra at least for another 48 hours, and you will feel a sense of loss or confusion about direction. Clear quartz has entered your life to sing the song of self-acceptance, purification, and clarity. By amplifying your inner light, she is realigning you to your thoughts and feelings so you may take action and create a world that you truly deserve and desire. What we need to do this month is we're cutting ties, cords are being cut, so that we can create something brand new, but we need to go through the eye of the needle so that that can happen. Clear quartz has come to remind you that the physical world can be perfect based on your own perspective. She signals the beginning of a new age of you. So powerful. Reset your goals. Write a list of the things that make you happy and dedicate time so that you may exist physically in your life. The time has come to embody your light and activate your avenues of creation with skill and mastery. So powerful. This is a powerful time for meditation and contemplation. And when we're playing with Scorpio themes, As we move towards the aligned side, it's devotion, meditation, going inside to yourself so that deep truths can come out, that you can realize your even past life skills that can arise, wisdom from your higher self, not your lower self. Use it wisely and carry out your decisions with strength and knowing the white dove is with you. So if you want to look up the dove energy, the spirit animal energy that comes with this as well, it can give a bit more clarity. The affirmations are, I am the fragrance of jasmine light. The white dove lives in my heart. And the second card that I pulled out, and again, this just helps give more clarity to the readings that I do. Your healing journey today. If hemimorphite has come to you today, it is a friendly reminder that we are all responsible for our actions. Very, very important for this month in particular. Take a good look at what is happening in life, both personal and on a global level, and make sure that you are retaining your personal power and acting from an egoless state. Come into the heart. Don't act out of fear. Make sure that it's your spiritual purpose that you are walking that path. All truthful acts should harm none, benefit all, and stream directly from love in the name of unity. Hemimorphite can also present when there is a need to embrace an important role from another lifetime. So as I just said with the other card, that you might have these skills coming out at this particular time, or awakening to who you truly are as we step through this 5D portal. Make sure, or when a loved one has recently passed and wishes to communicate with you, make sure that you are not being taken advantage of. This stone can appear to let you know that you need to recover a part of yourself from someone else's creation. So again, we're cutting these ties so that we can reclaim more of ourselves. If you think about your house, it's totally cluttered. You've got to clear out some of the shit so that you can actually see what you want to do with it. Do you want to move house? Do you want to build in that area? Do you want to do something? But you've got to clear it away first so that you can, it's like ticking off things on your to-do list so that you've got more clarity to make decisions. Affirmation, I walk the path of truth to freedom. And the animal for this one is the giant panda, if you want to look that up as well. So that's the cards. Now, as we get started into the reading, I just want to go through the mantras. We're going to pay homage to Mars before we jump in. And also I'm going to give you a Ketu mantra that you can chant during the solar eclipse tomorrow, Australian Eastern Standard Time on the 4th of December. And I'll go through the times and stuff like that as well. Tarani Garbhasambutam Vidyukkanti Samaprabham Kumaram Shakti Hastam Ka Tham Mangalam Pranamamyaham Om Hum Srim Mangare Namaha. Supporting the womb of all existence, Mars shines forth with the radiance of beauty enhanced by love. The sun wielding energy in his hand, we bow down to Mars, bearer of welfare. Om, we bow down to Mars, bearer of welfare, as the Lord of Scorpio. So we're paying homage to Mars. And the Ketu mantra that I wanted to share with you is Om Kem Ketave Namaha. Om Kem Ketave Namaha. Om Kem Ketave Namaha, because we're dealing with a Ketu solar eclipse. The sun, the moon, we've got Mercury all sitting there with in Scorpio this month with Ketu. So it's all about these detachment themes that have been coming out. Now, getting into the specifics. So again, like I said at the start of the reading, that any hidden truths, things that have come out for you, have you noticed something specific that's come out of the darkness in this eclipse window that you have noticed that you need to let go of in your life? I know for myself personally, I haven't felt like this for a couple of years, and I know what I need to do, and it's scary because this is when shit gets real. You know what I mean? When you come to the place of acknowledgement or even acceptance within the self that something has to be done, and then surrendering it to a higher power that, okay, you're not alone. You've got your guides, you're on your soul's path, you're walking the path. Take deep breaths, slow it down if you're feeling the pressure this month, and know that the divine is working in alignment for you as long as you release that control, which is all of these Scorpio energies that we're playing with. So Jupiter re-entered Aquarius on the 20th of November. It will stay in Dhanishta all of December, and this is all about bringing us together. It's power to the people. You'll see new technologies, scientific research that will come through here, and a desire for networks to come together. So if you find, I mean, for myself personally, I felt the desire to reconnect with one of my mentors as I was doing some solo work the last couple of months. It was just interesting as I was going through this, and you'll find that more truth will start to come out as you connect with stronger communities that you feel aligned with. I also noticed that when I was going through this, preparing this reading, all the planets appear to be on the right side of the nodes. And again, generally, like if we were looking at it as if it was an Aries ascendant, for example, these Capricorn would generally be the signifier for the 10th house. So it's this kind of career focus as we watch these planets moving from Scorpio up towards those last couple of signs. So it's career focus out in the world, humanity. So if it was a birth chart reading we were doing and we saw all the planets to the right side of the nodes on the chart, there would be a strong career focus out in the world, humanity themes coming out. Mars came out of combustion on November 29th, which means a little bit of that pressure, less agitation is there. However, it doesn't help that we're about to have Mars re-enter Scorpio, and then we've got Ketu there with all these other planets, and they're about to go Gandanta as well, which is an untying of a spiritual knot. It's the final untying Gandanta. As we basically, when we go from a water sign to a fire sign, we have these karmic points that come to light where we have opportunities to release something or come into greater awareness. And all of these planets are going past Ketu, and as they start to go up, they're going to go towards Capricorn, where we've got Pluto. So we're going to have these conjunctions with Pluto where, and I'll go through that, where we'll see Venus, and when it retrogrades, it's going to be going back over it, the themes of transformation coming out. Now, also, I'll be preparing my first 2022 reading. I'm hoping to put that into an ebook and have it released either at the beginning of January, very soon at least, and hopefully I'll be able to put that on my website for purchase, but I will be putting out a video so that you will have an idea of the summarization of what that's going to look like for next year. So December 1st, we had Neptune is no longer retrograde anymore. This means that illusion resurfaces. So Neptune is this planet of spirituality, but it's also a planet of illusion. So you'll find that when it's retrograde, the illusion kind of disappears, but when it goes direct again, that the illusion reappears. Unwanted realities, specifically around humanitarian themes. December 4th, we've got the new moon solar eclipse. This is tomorrow, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Now, I was doing some research online. According to Google, it begins at 7:56 p.m. It hits its maximum point at 8:02 p.m. and ends at 8:05 p.m. So it's a very short window. You don't want to look at this one. It's very dangerous for you to look at with your eyes. You've got to have special glasses for this one. But in general, I tend to find that it's better to be indoors for these. It's one of the most powerful transits for this year because we've got Ketu, which is generally considered exalted in Scorpio. We've got all these planets passing through. We've got Mercury there as well, which means that we're kind of at a loss. Ketu is the body, headless, no thought, a detachment theme, where we lose our clarity. Here we're about to have Mars come in there as well. So it's all of this sort of fiery energy, releasing, cutting ties, getting deep within ourselves, a sense of loss that's happening, so that as we move up to Sagittarius, we're going to start noticing, okay, where the soul, the ego is being purified so that we can come back into alignment with our divine self, essentially. And I'll go through that in the next video that I'll be releasing in the next 24 hours as well. Themes around power, truth, and courage will be coming out there. And definitely to listen to your intuition, because when we lack clarity and we feel lost, coming into a place of devotion is going to be very, very important. So meditation, grounding, care for yourself is going to be really important. Connecting with people that you feel can hold space for you and you can hold space for them, and being gentle, because this is a time of being gentle. It's very powerful, but yeah, definitely be mindful of harsh conversations and things like that, and listen to your gut when you need to step away from others. Like, I know for myself, I had to create some very strong boundaries this month and said, look, I cannot be there to specific events that I've been invited to, and just said I've got to take care of myself right now. Hence is why it took me a little bit longer to get these videos out this month, because I was doing my own processing. So I hope you're being gentle with yourself too. Now, the last hours of December the 4th, Mars will enter Scorpio, which is usually a good thing because it rules this sign. However, Ketu is here, so it's this power to unleash our ambition generally where Mars goes into Scorpio. However, we've got the detachment happening there, so we'll have this like sort of volatility energy where we lose control when Ketu's there. Now, December the 8th, Venus goes into Capricorn. We can feel very inspired and creative here. And then Mars will square Jupiter. I believe this is on the same day because I forgot to write dates down. So generally that means it's on the same day. We will have strong ambition. We'll feel energetic, the desire to take action and wanting to step forward again on our paths. However, we just want to take it easy. We're going to feel motivated to start kind of the trains moving again, where we get this square. No big decisions, basically. Let that energy inspire you, though. The 9th, we've got Mercury moving into Sagittarius. This is, the mental energy going Gandanta, where there are spiritual knots untied around intellect themes. Our mind can expand, our perspectives can shift, and we will feel more optimistic as a result when Mercury goes into Sagittarius. On the 11th, Venus and Pluto will be conjunct in Capricorn. Now, as I said before, many planets will be going over Pluto in Capricorn, which is a planet of transformation, harsh transformation. So we'll see, a lot of these themes starting to come about, especially because Venus is going to go retrograde soon. So we'll feel this focus on relationships, and we really want to focus on the relationship with ourselves and with the divine at this time, because as we look to those outside of us that we're in relationship with, we can feel the need to want to control. There can be jealousy themes that come up, desire for love and affection that can be coming from a shadow aspect, for lack of a better phrase, desire for companionship and possessiveness. So really being aware of that. On the 13th, Mars and Ketu will be conjunct in Anuradha Nakshatra in Scorpio, which is where Ketu is right now. We're looking at these themes of devotion versus fear. So we really want to be trusting at this time. That's where this energy can get really intense. So Mars is going to want to use action to dig deep in Scorpio and uncover the truth. And Ketu, in a sense, is really going to help with that, because there's a shadow and a light side to everything, where it's going to be, okay, let's unravel this. If you think of a ball of yarn, it's just like go to town on it so you can get to the end and find out what's actually going on. So we could, however, find, and again, shadow side, violent activities happening here, random bursts of anger, accidents, because if you think about it, like I said with the ball of yarn, we can almost lose ourselves in that, where it's not so much about the devotion of wanting to uncover the truth and receive divine truth, and we start going down rabbit holes and things like that, where it can get quite intense. Now, truth can be in many different forms. What we experience as truth for each and every one of us is very different. However, I feel that if we're meditating on it, listening to your higher self, you will receive the guidance that you need at this time, as opposed to just be aware that anytime that you're looking at any sort of media, whether it's mainstream, alternative, anything like that, just be aware of when you notice that it kind of follows that fear narrative and it's starting to get intense, or if people are sort of instigating violence to get to have it as an answer, because that's never going to be the answer. It's never going to lead somewhere that's going to be productive. On the 15th, the sun goes into Sagittarius, so again, Gandanta, where we want to push against the boundaries. We will be adventurous with our choices, trying something completely new. Acknowledgements from our past can occur here. And I've also written down here challenges with our leaders. So we'll want to go inside for leading guidance. We want, you are your own leader. And as we come together, like I said, with this Jupiter energy in Aquarius, power to the people. So there's all these different things playing out, slices of pie with the different layers that you can see that are going to kind of come together, and leaders can come undone as we go through the Gandanta portal, because as the sun moves, we're going to want to be moving to a higher consciousness. And I've heard other people say it before, but we don't really have very conscious leaders in government at the moment. I mean, here in Australia, I don't listen to the radio, but it just happened to come on the other day when I hadn't plugged my phone in to listen to my usual music. And Scorpio themes, they said that 1 in 3 women in Parliament House has been sexually harassed, according to reports. Now that's sickening. So the fact that they're reporting that on the radio, but there was no sort of speech about investigations that was going to go on. And then they said that the comment from the Prime Minister, and he said that he was appalled. And I'm thinking, why was there no, I'm going to launch a full investigation thing? Because I don't know. But again, these are these truth themes that we want to find out. So you'll find the ego, the soul, the government's being refined as they go through that Gandanta into Sagittarius. Now, the full moon in Gemini will happen in Mrigashira Nakshatra on the 19th. And this is about media truth, as I was just explaining. It's the searching star. It's a moksha-based enlightenment-focused star, and we will find we are focused on spiritual intelligence. And the story behind this is where I believe, and I'll go into this in that particular reading, who was it? One of the planets had an affair with Jupiter's wife Tara, and a baby was born, and it was named Buddha, which is the Sanskrit name for Mercury. Now, this story basically, and Jupiter agreed to raise the child once Jupiter found out, but we're saying that out of pain, which is what is happening as we go through this eye of the needle with this particular solar eclipse energy, new life is born. So we're going to see a reset, a revolution, a shifting, a changing. Now, it might not happen straight away. However, we're going to feel those full emotions that I believe that we're going to see people feeling extremely hurt and concerned, but we're going to start to see the light themes beginning to appear. That's what I believe, at least. Whether it happens around this particular time or it's coming, I just feel it in my gut so strongly that each and every one of us is going through our own personal experience and then seeing it on a global level as well. And it's about surrendering, feeling your emotions without attaching to them. It's okay to, I had my ugly cry this week where I had my own themes of purging coming up, and you've got to be really, really gentle with yourself and make sure that you're in a safe space with people that can support you around you, because this is real. You know what I mean? This is not a joke. Vedic astrology, it's legit. Like this just helps us kind of work with the energy. However, if you don't know what's going on, you can just feel even more lost and totally out of control and not sure what's going on, and that can be very unsettling. And I know before I came across Vedic astrology, that's definitely how I felt. And the yoga tools that I came across in my yoga teacher training. So on that same day, Venus goes retrograde, where it will bring a focus on relationships and finance. We'll do a complete 180 turn. So we'll be reflecting on our relationships and our finances. We can reconsider the way that we commit in our relationships to other people and how we use our money. Power struggles, boundary lessons, being gentle with ourselves is going to be really important. And leaderships can shift here as well. So we can find that people in power may be moving out of power, essentially. So a rethinking. And I know here in Australia, I don't know if anybody's seen, I saw this week Pauline Hanson's One Nation. She's got these really cool little cartoon videos that she puts up on YouTube, and I was laughing because the first one, she's got a cartoon version of our Prime Minister come in. He's like, ScoMo, like this, and then mentions that at the end of the episode there'll be an election soon, and basically just saying that we will be rethinking our leaders, because essentially the way that the governments have kind of handled the pandemic and mandates, especially here in Australia, I think everybody's aware of it, that we are having a really tough time. Different states have different premiers that have different rules, different tyrannies, different freedoms, lack of freedoms. And we, the people, have the ability to choose, despite where the bills are being knocked back at the moment regarding people's freedoms. So we've got to make a decision come election time. Who do we really want to be leading us and speaking up for us? Because I know that there's plenty of Australians that are not happy with the leadership that's happening, whether it's state or, for the whole country at this time. Now, on the 24th of December, Saturn goes square with Uranus, and this happens every 11 to 12 years. It's an epic clash of these slow moving planets. Themes around Saturn, control, structure, and definition versus revolution, tricks, the trickster, and breaking the status quo. So you can imagine, like, Uranus is like, nah, I'm not doing that. And Saturn's like, you have to do it. I'm thinking of Severus Snape and Harry Potter in the same room. It's kind of that clashing energy. And I forgot to mention, on the 22nd, I believe, is the solstice. Now, we're in the southern hemisphere and it's the summer solstice for us, but in the northern hemisphere, it will be the winter. And I've got down here the eye of the needle. So it's, again, another important time this whole month to sit with yourself, feel the vibrations and flow with it. Just listen to your gut and your intuition and you'll know what you need to do. On the 25th, we've got Venus retrograde conjunct Pluto again. And this is where we purge things that we no longer feel attached to. It could be love of something or someone or groups of people, any sort of unhealthy attachments that you're aware of in your life. This is where you're going to feel you want to let go and move away from that. And also being aware of filling your own cup. Now, Christmas Day, we're thinking about, that's Christmas. So I know for me personally, I don't know what we're doing this year, but you'll want to speak your loving truth, be gentle with your words, but be truthful to yourself, because it's very powerful to speak from your heart and be truthful. Don't hide it, you know what I mean? But fill up your own cup. Don't expect to receive it from other people, especially with themes around family and Christmas and holidays and things like that, because when we've got expectations, we can be disappointed. Now, on the 29th, we've got Mercury moving into Capricorn, where we can see these themes around stability and humbleness coming out. I believe that Mercury is quite welcomed into Capricorn. So you think about this logic with this hardworking Capricorn energy is going to be really helpful. And I believe that Venus re-enters Sagittarius on the same day. So we've got exact conjunction of Mercury and Venus at 4:27 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, where we'll see these love and money conversations potentially arising. The desire to want to work towards higher wisdom as they're kind of sort of passing by each other again. It's kind of like two subways going opposite ways, or buses or cars or something. And the communication needed for boundary setting is going to be really important. And lastly, on the 31st, Mars will hit the previous eclipse degree. So the 30th to 31st, that's the end of the year. It signifies violence, anger, accidents, outbursts. So you can imagine you don't want to be in crowded places around this particular time. Again, listen to your gut and your intuition. Focus on your spiritual goals, your purpose, your direction that you want to be moving in, and make sure that you're not coming from a place of fear. I cannot stress that enough. And relax, you know what I mean? Whether that means having a very sort of quiet or simplified sort of celebration, something that's not going to be too, because it seems, based on all the research that I've done, that something big could happen on those 2 days, and the energy is not in favor of harmony at that particular time. It's going to be very highly charged, and I think because it's the holidays, I know for us here in Australia, again, it's a sensitive point. We've had a lot of our freedoms and restrictions, freedoms taken away and restrictions placed on us, and people are missing their family. Some people can't move across borders to see people because you've got to have certificates, and some people aren't comfortable with doing certain things based on all the different information that's coming out, and losing their jobs, things like that. Now, I don't want to get political on it or anything like that. I believe that I'm very pro-choice. Whatever it is that you feel aligned with is going to be right for you. So I will finish this reading by saying, love, light, blessings to you. Be gentle with yourself. Reach out. You can send me a message if you want to connect. If you found this helpful, hit the like button. You can subscribe if you'd like to see more of my videos. You can head to my website, chelseasongcard.com, if you want to see more of the things that I offer there. And I will see you in the next reading. Lots of love.